The first thing Aiden wants to do today is check out this pump station nearby with some road mayhem. We know that there's a very good chance that we need to visit this nearby town, which means that if we want to see what's going on in the nearby area, we probably want to head over towards this area, this pump station over here first, just to make sure that we have a, let's say, checkpoint between us and the town. We don't want to leave hordes of the undead somewhere where they can be between us and safety, considering that the Zodi are in fact quite safe. There's a bunch of water pumps inside. So is that what they meant by pump station? Is this some sort of water treatment facility? Well, we are seeing zombies already as Zayden comes around the corner and sees a zombie technician inside. Multiple of them, in fact. We're going to go ahead and actually pull him out and then slice him down with my Xian. And then we'll head inside. It looks like there's quite a few technicians. Ooh, a heavy sledgehammer. Ooh, you don't say. Wow. Okay. I'm fine with that. Can we push this guy through the wall? It does not appear to be so. I think we're going to have to go around because that door is locked right there. Considering we've already seen a couple zombie technicians, though, there's likely to be more, I would guess. Can we... I was going to go pry it open, but it just opened, actually. Ooh, rebar, steel frames. This is actually fairly useful. Duct tape, bolt cutters, solder. Yeah, there's a decent amount of useful tools here. Adjustable wrench. I was going to say we were going to fight this with a melee weapon instead of using our psionics, because we need to make sure that our melee gets better too. But then he grabbed me, so that's a no. We're just going to not let that happen. As soon as the zombie technician gets a hand on Aiden, he reflexively flicks his wrist and sends the technician flying. Also, if you do that, that's also a way to get yourself to get psionics thrown at you. The zombie technicians seem to have some sort of abilities themselves, as he actually pulled the Xian from our hands at a distance. Let's see, work boots, heavy coveralls, tool pants, work pants, etc. Ooh, steel drums. If we brought these steel drums back to our island base, that would actually be a really useful thing for us. This whole place is actually filled with a lot of very useful things here. We'll check out the road mayhem as well. Up north here, because there are probably going to be a few. Ooh, what's that? A Winchester. That's a good gun. I don't know if it's a good gun in Cataclysm here, but it is a very nice light hunting rifle. So there's a shotgun here. Yeah, it's a hunting shotgun, right? We'll go ahead and take that. We'll probably not. Ooh, spare tire. That's cool. We'll probably not keep it because we'll probably sell it to the Zodi to our west. That's west. We'll probably sell it to the Zodi to the west here. The other thing we probably want to check out is what's inside of this mine over here. We do know that there is likely a Balrog down there, so maybe don't go too deep. Like, we want to know what a Balrog is like, sure, but like, maybe not personally know, right? Like, we don't want to personally find out what a Balrog is. But my idea here is that we're going to fill up our inventory. What the fuck is that? The giant grasshopper. Huge grasshopper about the size of a big dog with long, strong back legs. It hops, and it never stops. Okay. There's a grappler zombie here. This is actually Aiden at his weakest out in an open field like this. I'd love to be able to pull them towards me like this. Now, one thing is that despite the fact that we can't shove them against walls, we can... Ooh. A map and a book. We'll go ahead and store that book, but we are going to hold on to the books now because we want to be able to sell them to the Zodi and otherwise. And we'll go ahead and activate the map and look around a little bit. Okay, well, that didn't really help that much. Sure. Just a few stragglers left in the woods here. Not much. I think we're going to make it into town here and trying to see if there's like a gun shop. There we go. We can mark the gun shop as Aiden's first destination because no matter what kind of guns are there, we can grab them in order to sell to the Zodi, and then maybe the Zodi will be more interested in having conversations with us. And anytime we see a book like this, especially like the Blinders Debati, whatever, We're going to come down to the barter value here. We're going to look at that and see how much that sells for, because that's going to give us an indication. It's not a great indication. It's not a perfect indication, but at least an indication of how much it may sell at the Forge of Wonders. Just some burned ground and a crater. I think we're just going to move into town. We're not going to follow this path that's been marked out. We're going to move along the back sides of the buildings because I don't want to get deep into town itself, per se. But I am going to leave that path there so that we have an idea of where we are versus where we want to be. As we get close to town, Aiden hears the sounds of combat and sees a mythical beast, like what would come out of one of his tabletop campaigns. We see an owlbear. The horrible owlbear is probably the result of genetic experimentation by some insane wizards. These creatures inhabit the tangled forest regions of every temperate clime, as well as subterranean labyrinths. They are ravenous eaters, aggressive hunters, and evil-tempered at all times. They attack prey on sight and will fight to the death. Yeah, we probably don't want to be involved in that said fight to the death. It will likely beat... Yeah, it's already taken out 2 of the zombies that it was fighting a moment before, and it just took out the last one. And can it see us? It can see us, is hostile, and is faster than us. Actually, that's a good point. Let's run real quick. It's slower than us while running. I don't know how big it is. Like, I don't know if it can fit through a door. We're gonna come in here, grab this cheese spread, and I think we're actually going to take a moment and rest in the darkness here to make sure that the owlbear wasn't following us. Ooh, bunch of food here. I don't want to completely fill up on food though. And by that I mean like fill my inventory on food. Okay, that's the owlbear there moving around. We're going to use premonition here and check downstairs. Yeah, there is something down here. A couple somethings. Actually, that's a good point. We can use night eyes as well in order to be able to see what's all down here. A ukulele. Ooh. As unwise and a waste of his inventory as he thinks it is, Aiden can't resist but to take the ukulele with the idea of like, oh man, imagine playing a ukulele on, you know, this island that I have, right? Like it's just like the perfect romance, right? Like that's something you're supposed to do whenever you're on an island vacation. Is you're supposed to play some sort of stringed instrument, right? It would be wrong if we didn't. We see the owlbear through the window there. I'm going to check on this trash can. No. Let's say if we can find another trash can, it'd be really nice. I want to get away from this owlbear, so we're going to actually run straight across the street here. We'll check this trash can as well. It is completely destroyed. The owlbear is now officially on us. We'll catch our breath inside. And we want to kind of avoid that thing as much as possible. It's going to be quite capable of wiping out a lot of the zombies, which is useful to us, but it's also going to be quite capable of wiping us out, and it's going to take a lot of our energy in order to be able to win against something like that. As Aiden steps downstairs, we see an absolute buck ton of bugs. Disgusting amounts of bugs. Someone really needs to clean their basement more often. Holy crap. Just shudder to think what caused this much buggage. Oh, there's even more. Gross, 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 gross. I think Aiden kind of, in his disgusting feels for this, you know, he's kind of overdoing it here and actually used so much psionic force that he obliterated a few of them as he sent them backwards. But no, gross. Yeah, no thanks. We're good. Found another book. It is getting late, which might be a bonus for us because Aiden can see in the dark so well. Now, I think we're going to go ahead and use night eyes here. We're actually going to stay out at night here. And we're going to try and get to that gun store. What the hell is that? It's a glowing mushroom. Bioluminescent mushroom shaped like a small nest. Motes of light occasionally detach from the surface and float upwards. I don't trust this. Oh, we can pick it. Sure. We have glowing mushroom caps now. What are those for? Are they food? No. Oh, they are food. Okay. They won't ever spoil, it seems like. There's some sort of magical ingredient, I guess. Interesting. There is a sporting goods store here. I think I'd be... Holy shit. I think there was a party going on in the sporting goods store. As soon as Aiden came in to kill the one dog there, a fucking miniature horde started to spill out. There is a zombie hunter still coming after us. He jumps, lands in the bush with our manipulation of his movement, and we take him down. I would not say that Aiden is the same person that he as he woke up in the apocalypse. He has learned some expertise. In fact, screw it. Let's go in the back here. Pry open this door and check out the back parts of this place. And we should be able to... Yeah. Ooh, what's that? The wetsuit. We're going to see about putting on our gas masks, actually. Hold on. Can we reload our gas mask? Is that a thing we can do? I mean, I know it's possible. We can. Okay. So we're going to wear our gas mask. It's saying that it's conflicting with something. Is it the sheet? Is it the bandana? There we go. Can we step in smoke now? No. I think it's because the gas mask is damaged. That's what I'm guessing. If anyone knows why the gas mask is not actually working and it's not giving me the 100% coverage that it's supposed to give me, let me know. Oh, it does say only increased environmental protection. I think what we need to do is we need to find one of those, the FBA masks or whatever they're called, that the firefighters use, because I know that those are complete coverage. I think the gas mask here is only providing us assistance with coverage and not actually complete coverage. Aiden's going to allow some of these zombies to get in close, at least close enough that he can take them out in melee and practice a little bit with his sword, because cutting weapons are actually relatively new to us. We've been using piercing and bashing weapons for the most part, so we do want to get better at swording at people. It'd be really nice to get a fighting style that uses one of these eventually. There has to be something out here, right? We're getting pretty lucky with the dinars as well. With careful considerations, we are very easily wiping out this group of zombies that's in here. Yeah, unfortunately, we just were forced to move through one of these hazy clouds, and even wearing the gas mask, we still were poisoned. So we're actually going to take the gas mask off, and we'll probably just get rid of it, to be honest, because it's not providing us enough protection to be worth our time, I would say. Oh, I just realized that there's a magic shop right next to the gun store. Okay, screw all the rest of these buildings. We're going to head straight for that combination of buildings because that sounds amazing all of a sudden. We did see a shocker zombie for a second there. I want to be careful of that. A runner came out of the darkness, kind of jump scared both us and Aiden. Oh, and there's a screecher. Okay, we're going to yeet the screecher backwards into the door as the zombie god comes running at us, taken down with a single blow from the sword. Screecher gets crushed into the window frame behind. I believe at the current time, we can cast when running. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little bit too hard to cast right now. We can try though. Okay, there we go. We're bolstered by wind. We can take these guys out now, as we are now faster than them. The Geon going out. Oop, that's a zombie master. We're going to pull the zombie master in and then use... Looks like I can't use that corner right there. We're going to push him backwards, shoving him against the back wall, weakening him quite significantly, and going to finish him with the sword. There we go. Yes. Catch our breath, which unfortunately taking a moment to catch our breath does mean that the wind running immediately wears off. We're definitely going to have to sit down and practice the wind running because in combat situations like this, not being able to cast it reliably when even in a little bit of pain means that it's just not useful to us. Taking down another... Ooh, I was just about to say another one of the zombies here, and then we see a zombie brute out here. We're going to push him against the back wall, and this zombie brute is going to get the full attention of Aiden's mind as he crushes him against the back wall and then takes a hearty, heavy breath because there was no way we were going to allow that thing to get close enough to touch us. Aiden's confidence, although not overconfidence quite yet, but Aiden's confidence is at an all new high as we are able to actually move through this place with some relative proficiency and what? Oop, we should actually check that car. Wipe this place out. Wipe the creatures in this place out. The controls in here are already screwed, unfortunately. I do want to see if I can find the engine, though. It has a working alternator and a working engine. So we're going to examine this, or remember the vehicle, and say working alternator. We're going to put alternator and engine on there. so that in the future, if we see that note, we know what parts of that works. And the next store over is going to be the gun store. Unfortunately, like almost every gun, holy shit, there's a horde in there. But almost like every other gun store we've ever run across, this place is pretty heavily destroyed. We do see a pistol on the ground though, so there is reason at least to clear the place out. Yeah, we see multiple pistols on the ground over here. So Aiden is going to begin buffing himself as soon as we can actually manage to cast the damn spell. We definitely need to sit down and study this sometime soon here so that we can cast it in the midst of combat. Okay, now that we're bolstered... Oh, we just heard clangs. Is that gunfire? Or was that banging on... Okay. That was banging on metal. What is that? A scorched zombie. Heavily burned zombie that reeks of charred meat. Its flesh is mended into a leathery shell. There's actually a lot of guns in here. There's a Remington in here. There's a rocket launcher magazine. Okay, we need to get into this place. It is kind of heavily fucked. Very heavily fucked. So we need to be very careful here. Make sure that we don't ever get surrounded. Make sure we take advantage of these windows whenever possible. And just take our time. We're not in a rush. We have all night. We'll use some stamina to take out a few stragglers here and there. But for the most part, we're going to save our stamina for moments like that right there. Oh, the zombies were beginning to converge on us. And we need to make sure that we stay in a position where we have a retreat option at all times. Make sure that we're kind of keeping an eye on what's behind us, making sure that more zombies aren't being attracted to the fight here. And just control the horde. Be calm and calculated. Wind running is worn off, and we have too little focus to be able to continue using it, unfortunately. But we did manage to clear out quite a few of them with that initial push. And if we could get a cart now, this would be amazing. There's so many guns here. There's so many things here. Target pistol has some value. So what's a load-bearing vest? Oh, it's a part of a molly set. You can take out the rounds here, the LR rounds. There's a Glock magazine with some Smith & Wesson JHW. I don't know what JHP is. Jacketed hollow point, I think, maybe? It might be. Ooh, that's a bunch of nails. Getting a cart here would be so good. Double barrel shotgun. That's worth a lot. We may want to sort of back out a little bit at some point here and see about... We'll probably just want to take this whole Glock, to be honest. Yeah, we'll probably just want to take that whole Glock. We will separate out the ammo, though. And we'll want to see about maybe finding something to carry all this stuff, because we have kind of hit a Delete Elite pistol. Or, yeah, Delta Elite pistol. Is that like a Desert Eagle almost? That's very cool. But yeah, we'll want to find something so we can take more of this with us, for sure. Yeah, there's even another pistol right here. This was the mother load of pistols. This is making up for all of the gun stores that Aiden has been to that were just completely empty. And the name just trashed. Okay, we're back to more or less where we were before that happened. I just went ahead and cleared this place out again. And yeah, I think that was another instance of force pushing into walls, having weird interactions and causing these crashes. Let's just say we're going to be very much looking forward to whenever we have other psionic abilities for Aiden here, so that we don't have to worry about this ever happening again. Fortunately, we did blow up that guy, that smoker-esque guy inside this time, which means that the smoke has filled the place. So just back up and wait real quick. We can take care of that. We're going to finish out these guys in the back real quick first, so that they don't start banging on the windows. There we go. We'll take one more quick look around, and if there's nothing else here, oh, man, retool instructions, launchers. Yeah, we really need to get some sort of cart. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to pop out and mark this place as more loot. And Aiden's going to come over and check this other building, this magic shop, real quick before completely moving on. Ooh, Introduction to the Divine. It's a Biomancer and Technomancer spells. Very nice. We'll probably, you know what? We'll go ahead and store that. Oh, there's a lot of things to store here. What is this? It's a book. Story of some sort. Oh, it's worth a lot of money. Okay. Shipwrecker. That's a Storm Shaper spell. Giant shockwave that shatters everything in its path. That sounds amazing. Definitely going to have to check that out. Cloak of Chill. Summon Boulder. Fancy Cloak. Aiden would, you know, as much of a nerd as he is, I don't think Aiden would be caught dead in a cloak like that. I mean, it just looks so lame to wear like this big billowing cloak, right? Like it's just something only the most self-unaware of people would do. We do think there's an upstairs here. Yes, there is. And we see a healer up here, Manny Salmon. And Aiden's interested in talking to them, but maybe not right away, as they seem to be perfectly fine with us wandering around. And there are 2 wands here, Wands of Magic Missile, in lots of display cases. Between these magic books, the scrolls, and everything in the building next door, we really do need to figure out how to get some more lootability here. I mean, I guess it's not too far away. We could just take what we have and leave. Let's just check the nearby houses real quick for some sort of like trash can that is usable. Take advantage of that trick again, because that was a pretty good trick. Looks like this first house doesn't really have anything. There is a car here. We'll check very quickly to make sure whether it has working controls. It does. Okay, we're going to mark this car as controls and remember its position so that whenever we look at the map and see controls, we see that it's on a car. Okay, I think we're just going to make our way out. Ooh, 2 deranged axemen. I'm going to call a hard nope on that one. As we pull him back to the car, and Aiden shoves him back into this car, crushing him, not letting him get that axe into the sweet, sweet purchase of our flesh. That is a hard nope and a day we will pass on, good sir. I'm not seeing any trash cans. That's ridiculous. Do these people not take out their trash? Maybe it was trash day. Maybe that's what it was. Trash day in the apocalypse. Ooh, we do need to stop going this direction though, because I did just remember that there's an owlbear out here somewhere, and it probably has better night vision than us, even with our psionic abilities. So we're going to make a detour to the north here, and we see something new. A what? A gigantic ashen brawler, a twisted human frame with a menacing stare and rapid movements. Thick clouds of smoke pour from the violent-looking evisceration spread across its muscular body. Its arms appear to have elongated massively. Well, that seems dangerous. Let's back the fuck away from that. In fact, we're just gonna back all the way out of the fucking town completely. And I think we're going to make our way back towards... We see a zombie burner. Ooh. What? When bullets weren't enough to stop the end of the world, the military tried fire. Instead, their failure is made manifest in this gas-masked husk, its black suit torn and ripped, its flamethrower dangling limply at its side, attached to a tank of napalm strapped to its back, which trickles its contents onto the ground. So, yeah, there appears to be a mass grave and a zombie burner, which is lit up because of the pilot lights. I want to know if that zombie... I mean, it's just a zombie, though, right? It probably can't use that flamethrower. Right? I really want that to be the truth. He's attracting so many zombies, though. Okay. Yeah. I think that's a daylight problem, because he's going to be attracting so many zombies because of it being nighttime that that's going to be very dangerous for us to fight. So we're going to travel back to the Adzodi, and we'll probably rest in the pump station for tonight because it's nice and clear out in the dark here. Honestly, maybe we even go back to our island, drop off a few things that we want to keep at our island. But I do want to, we'll put away our Gion. Never mind, we can't. I do want to come back here and talk to Rubik again and trade with him. And as much as I love the voice, we're probably going to avoid using his voice whenever possible. What do you got for trade? Okay. So we got the... Wow, these are not trading for nearly as much as I thought they would be. So we got the Colts, the double barrel shotgun, the Remington, the Winchester. I mean, that's only like 54 worth so far. Let's see what else. We don't really need the morphine. And we'll save all the books for the Forge of Wonders, to be honest. We're also going to sell the gas mask to him because, well, it's honestly not that useful to us anymore. And now that we have 69 nice monies, we're going to take a look at his CBMs real quick. So we have Bionet Nostril. It doesn't exactly say what it does. Cable charger system. I imagine that's to allow us to plug in a cable to charge our things. A calorie tracker. That would actually probably be very good, and it's very cheap, so we're going to go ahead and buy that. We have cranial flashlights. It's an LED flashlight that's mounted in the user's eyes. That's actually kind of cool. A powerful electromagnet that's implanted in the user's right hand, allowing them to indiscriminately pull all nearby metal objects towards them. Unlucky bystanders may be injured or killed by flying objects. The electromagnetic CBM sounds really fun. There's a finger lighter, which would be a good survival thing. It allows us to just start fires with our fingers. Finger hack, which allows us to hack computers. That's going to be another one on our list. A integrated dosimeter, which is a radiation sensor. Internal chronometer. Intravenous needle tip allows users to draw substances directly into their bloodstream. Interesting. LED tattoo, that's funny and probably something he's going to get at some point because that just sounds really cool. Another power storage CBM. Once we start having more CBMs, that seems like a really good idea. And there's also a trickle charger and a taste modifier. The trickle charger sounds like a great idea. It just creates a trickle, very low energy, but requires no fuel source. But he doesn't want to trade it with us right now. How much is a battle rifle? We have $60 credit right now. They use 12.31N rounds. So that's like a very, very specific round that we're not going to be able to get anywhere other than these people. Right? Yeah. Maybe if we learned how to make these, it'd be a bit better. But these are specific zombie hunting guns. I think for now, we're just going to trade for credit and see if he's going to be interested in talking to us now. Okay, we're back. We had a bit of a weird crash, and I sold back everything to Rubik, and then I talked to him. And we're going to have a bit of an out-game moment here because I think there's going to be a good way of explaining this, but as Rubik was talking to us, and he started telling us about another location, another group of people that seem to travel between worlds, as Rubik and the Azodi do. But the problem is that he doesn't know anything about them. And that's actually the mission that he wants us to do, is to investigate a mysterious bunker. But even as he mentioned the bunker, we heard a strange sound to the northeast, and the bunker seems to have materialized nearby. Hub 01. Other people who believe in science. The Azodi don't want them to know about their existence, and vice versa, but they do want us to investigate them and learn what kinds of people these are. What are their intentions? And on an outer game note that I was mentioning before, I did not spawn this in. I accepted this mission, and when I accepted this mission, it suddenly spawned in. I'm positive there's no way I would have missed this, but it's possible. I will go and check other footage, and I'll mention in the editing whether this has been here the whole time. But the Hub 01 is one of the other locations, along with the Forge of Wonders and the Azodi, that we were very interested in this run, because we want to see about doing missions for all of these people. Aiden is very interested in learning more about these people, and one of the best ways to do so will be to do jobs for them. It does not look like... Oh, so now if we talk to him about the bionis, instead of just talking about trading with us, he has something new to say. Oh ho, well, now you're yarking the king's anglet. Hey, Ussin can fits you good if you're tasked to repay it in kind. We'll speak clear as like Rubik can. If you use it to put the dead back in the ground, we can fix it with some goods like this, eh? Stuck in the flesh and to the bone, wired to the brain. You can it? If no, we'll also speak to the Great Grey for the pint of the Clary Draughts. Space Cockney? Very hard to read. If I just keep on killing zombies, you'll help turn me into a zombie. Or into a cyborg. Side me the heck up. Fine. Also rubber up the old gristle mill. You're tasked with bringing us a good nip of tea. Not tea, of course. I'm yarking dark side anglet here. Us means the stuff what puts yourself to sleep for surgery. Charcuterie? That's probably means surgery, right? The Great Grey says your assert for it is honest fatigue? I don't know. You bring us 1,000 of anesthetic. Anesthetic. Okay. We'll fit you up with a wire. 1,000 units of anesthetic? Can we talk about something else? 1,000 units of anesthetic. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, he also wants us to do this job and investigate the bunker. So maybe we investigate the bunker first. And maybe that would get us enough good graces with him that he doesn't need 1,000 units of anesthetic. Because that is... I don't even know where you would get that. Maybe a laboratory? Like, how would you get 1,000 units of anesthetic? On our way through, we are going to check out... Oh, something died here. We're going to check out this radio tower. Make sure there's not a gun up here, because sometimes snipers really like these radio towers, and they set up on top. Unfortunately, it's not daytime, so the radio tower is not actually providing us any real visual distance. But the path between the Azodi and the Hubba 1 is basically completely safe. I'm sorry, is that just a functional V8 engine in the middle of the street? Yes. Okay. Well, we'll want to collect that at some point. Or V6 engine, sorry. V6 engine in the middle of the street. We're not sure what to expect approaching Hubba 1. Rubik didn't have much to tell us about them other than the fact that they're very mysterious and they keep to themselves, and that, well, frankly, he was interested in them as well to see what they had to say. And if we did speak to them, to specifically not mention that Rubik existed. Which is funny because they're kind of neighbors, right? As we go in, it kind of just looks like a... Ooh, there's an economics book here. Kind of just looks like an office space. The place looks pretty empty, though. There does seem to be a heavy set of double doors and a closed metal door. Oh, what's this? There's a card reader here and an intercom. Okay. Here we find an intercom embedded into the wall, just next to the card reader. It's a metal box about as big as a dinner plate, with a speaker shaped like a downwards curve with a large camera prominently featured in the center. You see a single metal button with a dark LED next to it. The intercom is silent. Ah, man, there's some deja vu here. It feels like we just did this in another universe. Either way, press the button. Intercom crackles with static as it turns on. The LED next to the button lights up a bright red and the camera lens whirs as it focuses on you. There is no immediate response. Tap on the lens. Look, I know someone's listening. What is this place? The intercom hisses. A voice of indeterminate sex speaks flatly. I don't know who you are or how you got to this location, but we have nothing to gain from one another. If you have a reason to be here, then please state your business. Otherwise, please leave the area. Look, there must be something we can work out. I promise you, there is nothing you can do for us. Now leave before I'm forced to. They stop suddenly. You hear a short, muffled conversation from the other end. There's a brief pause. All right. We might be able to gain some mutual benefit. It's a dangerous task, but if you complete it, then we'd be willing to open up limited trading access. I'm listening. One of our scientists recently left the building to perform a field test of a prototype robot. Aiden, as soon as he hears this, gets immediately excited. First Rubik offering cybernetics, and now these people who do robotics? Hell yes, this is the kind of apocalypse he signed up for. Anyways, but failed to return. We have not been able to contact them. Your job would be to investigate the testing site and return with her and the prototype. Failing that, return with the data recorder that was attached to our prototype. Seems trivial. What's the catch? There is a catch. If the robot is operational, it is very likely to be hostile and extremely dangerous. If you try to fight it yourself, it will kill you. Dr. Prado left the building with a handful of EMP grenades. If you can locate those grenades, use them to disable the prototype instead. Yeah, sure, I'll do it. Aiden answers with a smile because honestly, like, it's just exciting to have something to do, people to talk to, and these people seem really cool. They probably have some neat tech. He's imagining some sort of like, you know, Fallout vault back here of some sort of crazy vault tech where he's gonna have to worry about their shady and liquid morality, but man, their technology is gonna be so sweet. Where's the test site? Very close by. Good luck. I'll be back soon. We'll go ahead and check our missions, and it says return field data, investigate a nearby field, and return with Dr. Prado and the test site. Oh wow, they weren't joking. It's like, hell, let's just do that right now. We'll go ahead and pull our Xion back out, and they gave us EMP grenades, right? Right? Dr. Prado left the building with a handful of EMP grenades. They said they were going to. I don't see any EMP grenades. Hold on. I think you forgot to give us the EMP grenades. Did you forget to give us the EMP grenades? Maybe the doctor had the EMP grenades on her. They specifically told us to use EMP grenades and then failed to give us any. Well, they did warn us to not fight it directly. So we're going to just check out what's going on over here. We're going to fast travel to the area. Well, there's also demon spiderlings in the area, apparently. That doesn't... Those are awful. As soon as they bit me, we were immediately poisoned. Oh, in a actually rather heated battle, Aiden manages to swing one around just enough to get it between him and the car. The poison's still coursing through our veins, weakening us drastically. As we're going to shove this one against the car too. Without his psionic abilities, he may have just died right there just to these damn spiderlings. Wow. We need to keep in mind that those things are really dangerous. Really, really dangerous. Ooh, hey, a super glow. There's a lot of demon spiderlings right next to where we need to be doing our job. Maybe that's why the scientist wasn't successful. Well, I think we just found the scientist and her robots. If we're running, are we faster than it? We are faster than it while running. That thing's a little scary. Oh, we managed to bring it back to some of the spiderlings. Hell yes. Okay. We're going to cast wind running on ourselves. We are now fast again. I think it just killed all the spiderlings. Bring it back to the car. And, well, we've seen Terminator. We don't have any fucking EMP grenades. Okay. I think we're going to swing around. Send that spiderling backwards. Try and rest here. And see if we can find the doctor. A Hub 01 jumpsuit, modular defense, and a red pen. Okay. And a modular defense system. A prototype mantle on it. Oh, wow. It's like some sort of high-tech armor suit. Oh, we need to be bringing this with us. Okay. We're going to remember where this is real quick because we want that. We want that very badly. But I don't see any EMP grenades. I swear they were supposed to give me EMP grenades and they just forgot or something. Okay. We're going to have to find a creative way to kill this thing. Did it get damaged at all by the spiderlings? It didn't. We cast wind running. We're going to pull it here. And Aiden reaches out with his psionic powers, focuses on it, and pushes it backwards against the car. Oh, thank God. Despite how terrifying this robot is, its single glowing eye surveying the landscape as it looks at us, this basic-ass Cylon, it's fragile as we shove it and crush it against the car. We take its recorder. Before moving on, we are going to come back here, and we're going to grab as much of this jumpsuit as we can, and we're going to check it out in more detail in a moment. Oh, Aiden, I would say, is both lucky and reliable and reliant on his psionic powers. If it were not for them, I don't know what we would be doing, to be honest. It would be a dangerous wasteland for sure. But we've done your damn task. Almost fucking killed us, but yeah. You're back. Do you have anything to report? Your scientist was dead, but I disabled the prototype. Is this what you were looking for? And you hand over the recorder. The intercom is silent for a few seconds while the tray slides back in. Yes, it is. It's unfortunate that only the data was salvageable, but you have our thanks for returning it nonetheless. Alright, I've done my part. What now? About that. Give me a moment. After a pause, you hear a muffled back and forth conversation. You can't make out what's being said, but you make out at least two other distinct voices. Right. Your handling of the situation was exemplary, and it's clear to us that we greatly underestimated the potential for mutual benefit. If you are interested, we are willing to offer you more work going forward, and all of it will have proper compensation from now on. And we're trading now? Certainly. I've just finished speaking with a certain individual who has authorized you limited access to a selection of our internal stores. We will provide you with pay for contracts in the form of tokens to be used as a exchange currency, which you can then trade for goods. We are also amenable to bartering in exchange for supplies that are currently difficult for us to obtain from the outside facilities. Well, keep that in mind. Let's get down to business. So we now have contracts We have access to trading with these guys. Oh, we want to ask about this. Your scientist was wearing some kind of armor. What was it? We've been working on specialized gear for potential agents in the field. Given the hardware we have available, given the risks we've observed from here, it seems astute. It seems we will still have some to work on. The pieces seemed warped. Whatever you're using to reinforce our armor isn't strong enough. We've solved that issue with our more recent prototypes. You seem like a good candidate. We will transfer over the additional pieces to complete that prototype set. Oh, he's don't give me the rest of the armor. With the goal of collecting additional field data. The core armor platform is solid, and we have been integrating on supplementary pieces we will be willing to trade to you. Any feedback on the performance will be appreciated. Oh, thank you. And they give me a pair of prototype Vamberts and Greaves. Okay, we're gonna take a moment and check all of that out, because that seems... Okay, so the jumpsuits, I think that's just a jumpsuit. That's just basically armor. Or sorry, that's just basically clothing. Although we liked Hubbo 1 a lot already, so we might actually start wearing their jumpsuit, as Aiden really does imagine this as like Vault Tech at this point. This thing has a mantle as part of it. However, the modular defense suit itself covers my arms, legs, and torso. It provides a very small amount of encumbrance, and in trade for a very small amount of protection. But I feel like this is just the rig that you put everything else on. So then you have the mantle. The mantle is insanely small amount of encumbrance, only 2 and 5. It covers most of my arms and torso. Wow. That is like nearly plate levels of protection. 12, 14. Oh, it's very low on ballistic. I see. For this mantle, it's also a poor fit. That's a little unfortunate. We'd have to refit the defense system. What about the Greaves? 3 encumbrance, so basically nothing. For, again, a large amount. And then the Vambrances for my arms is 3 encumbrance. Again, for... Oh, okay. Aiden steps out of this place and steps into one of the local offices. Actually, just the bathroom. And, yeah, I think we're going to fully equip this new set of armor, because this is really... really nice stuff. Get rid of our scrap arm guards and our shin guards and our wetsuit hood, and kind of just take everything off, and then we will figure out what we can put back on afterwards. We'll go ahead and store our Gion, and we are going to wear first the jumpsuit. Oh, that looks really nice. That has a very nice look to it, honestly. And then, despite the fact that it's a poor fit, we will wear the modular suit, and we'll favorite all that. And before we move any further, okay, nothing is fighting each other. So we still need the helmet, because it seems like that is... There's nothing covering our head yet. But we don't need the pants or the long sleeve shirt. Can we wear the vest over this? No. Okay, so it seems like the defense system itself is fighting us on our torso there. Okay. Our encumbrance... While wearing full armor, our encumbrance is almost nothing. All of our encumbrance right now, actually, I bet if we just drop the backpack, we can look at this properly. Wearing the full armor gives us no encumbrance. Literally almost none. That's wild. That's so good. Pick everything back up, and honestly, we're going to probably sell a lot of this to either these guys or to... Well, put the bandana back on. We'll sell these to either these guys or to Rubik, and since we're here anyways, we'll go ahead and sell them to these guys. Let's trade. So they have scrambler grenades, man hacks, some books, disposable. They have some SCBMs, so they also do that stuff. Oh, and here we go. More of the Hub 01 armor. Okay, interesting. There's also an environmental suit version. Is that modular defense system the same one I'm wearing? Is there any way that, is there anything fancier you can sell? No disposable equipment. That's unfortunate. So the main thing we're going to want to buy from these guys is enough to finish off this armor set. So they have a pair of kinetic Greaves. They also only have 3 encumbrance. What the fuck? You have 35 bash, 27 cut, 18 ballistic, 21 pierce. Holy shit, it's worth $150. Okay, let's see if we can get $150 worth of stuff to sold to these people. Like literally right now. That is... what if we just sell them all of the books? We're going to want to get those books put in first. We could even sell them denarii. I mean, that's really tempted. We can always get more denarii later. That's that's like completely fucking end game armor at that point. Like that's all you would need. Okay, we can sell them a little bit less Denari. Okay, there's 100 and yep, we're gonna do that. Looks like a deal. Okay, we rewound a little bit because I realized that I didn't store these books first, and that is just a giant fucking waste. So we're gonna store the books, and then we're gonna sell all that stuff to them again. That was Areima being stupid. So let's go ahead and do that again real quick. And we'll buy the kinetic greaves. Oh my god, holy crap. Go ahead and wear those kinetic greaves. Let's check our armor situation real quick. So our legs are now, now the coverage isn't the hugest. I didn't notice that. So it's only about 40% coverage, but that's still fine. Or at least average coverage. What's the actual coverage on the greaves? Let's check real quick. Because that is 38%. Okay, so we have a 38% chance to reduce all damage to basically 0. It's very low chance that something's going to do more than 35 bash to us in a single hit, outside of being like a Hulk, right? It also even has a little bit of fire acid environmental protection on it as well. That is incredible. Now, the only thing we're going to really have to do is that the modular defense system being a poor fit is probably making us uncomfortable and is causing a small amount of pain at all time. So we're going to want to figure out, we need Kevlar and synthetic fabrics. So we're going to want to figure out how to take looks like we can just do it with a tailor's kit, but we'll want to find Kevlar and synthetic fabrics in order to take this in. Another thing I wanted to mention is that this thing is in fact completely waterproof, even if we jump in the river, and it protects us from harm and can withstand a lot of abuse and keeps us dry. The gear is also generally worn over clothing, which is that jumpsuit. And then the jumpsuit itself is filled with pockets and fits us perfectly. Oh wow, this was a significant upgrade. We can sell back the kinetic greaves to him, the old prototype greaves. Oh, actually, they won't accept them. Maybe we can sell those to the other group then, to the Izzoti. The next thing I kind of would like would be this visor. It has 95% coverage, quite a bit of encumbrance, but not much protection. Maybe not then. Kinetic helmet, 15, 0 encumbrance. Wow. Okay, but we need modular headgear to attach it to. We don't have any modular headgear. Maybe that's something that we would get whenever we work for them a little bit more. And then we have a ballistic skirt. It's a skirt made of segmented armor plates, so it's basically like one of those plate skirts. Has very small amounts of encumbrance, and it covers... okay, so the ballistic skirt and kinetic skirt. I see. So the ballistic versus kinetic difference is that the ballistic ones seem to be more towards ballistic and pierce, and then the kinetic ones are more towards bash and cut. We'll probably want to get one of these kinetic skirts next. It's 35 bash. That's crazy. We'll want to get one of these next in order to cover our hips and thighs. I will say one of the few downfalls of this armor is that there are a decent number of gaps in it, which means that there's a chance, you know, that we do actually just get hit through the armor. With that, the last thing I want to do today is I want to head back to the Izzoti, and I want to see if Rubik has anything new to say to us now that we've completed his little mission. I've paid a visit to the bunker, Rubik. Oh, fine and dandy. What can old Rubik stand you for then? Could I become a cyborg, like yourself? Fine. Now, as you've got as good tea, we'll rubber you up an old gristle, you know, just settle on with, let's do this! Oh! Rubik makes a stiff, bowing gesture and leads you out of the shop and down a stone pathway towards one of the larger buildings in the compound. A thick steel door slides aside to reveal a gloomy, rust-dusted corridor. At the end of the corridor is a clean-appearing surgical suite, not too different from any other surgical suite aside from the dim lighting in the surgeon itself. At the head of the surgical table, there's a contraption reminiscent of an upside-down spider, its multiple glistening medical limbs curling gently in eager anticipation of your approach. You have little time to question your choices before you feel a sharp pinch in your left shoulder and the world drifts away. You awaken in a comfortable bed, your chest and throat sore but otherwise well. As the haze of anesthesia fades, you notice several tiny sore wounds on your chest and arms. A familiar feeling to Aiden, I'm sure. A human cyborg, not Rubik, notices that you are awake and wordlessly gestures you to follow, leading you back to Rubik's store. And you're with the stars and lights again, Umkin. 'Tis grand. These wee CBMs will do you a little fine, but they are just a start. Now I can sell you all you like and help you with the install. So I'm a cyborg now. We talked about something else. You said you can install cyborg CBMs for me. Can you help me with CBMs, sir? Okay, so we can get this calorie tracker. It costs $10 to get it installed. I think that's with trade that we already have with him. Oh, we can get the trickle charger. Okay. 2% chance of failure. Using the existing things that he had, we do actually have Rubik install our first implant. The first one Aiden has had since the life-saving surgery that he had before all of this began. So now we have a... Wait, I asked for the trickle charger, you asshole. He gave me a cable charger. Oh, here we go. Oh, he gave me the cable charger for free. I see, because now we have a power storage and a power storage Mark II, and we have the trickle charger. So let's examine this. You have been equipped with a CBM that slowly recharges your power reserves at all times. It provides extremely low power, but has no cost and will last several years. So what we can do now is we actually can manage this. So we've actually been leaving our metabolic exchange on at 100% of the time, which means that it will always try and fill us up to 100%. So what we can do now is that we can change the power usage. No, wait, that's not right. How do we do this? Let's see. We want to change the fuel savings. Here we go. So we will stop generating power at 50% now. So if we are below 50% power from, for example, our repair nanobytes being on, right, then it will start using our calories. But above 50%, if we only use a tiny bit, then our trickle charger will fill up the rest, making us more efficient overall. We're going to talk to him one more time and see if there's anything else, because let's see, we have 10 credits left with him. Are you interested in this prototype, Greaves? You are. You know, we're just trying to probably sell stuff to him because we're going to be buying cybernetics off of him so reliably that we're fine with just him having money. Let's see about the calorie tracker would be pretty good. There's a throwing assist, a voice modulator. I'm not sure if we care about any of the rest of these, not right now, but we are going to get the calorie tracker. And that will help us as well, because so now it tells us exactly how many calories we have consumed today, spent yesterday, and spent today. And we also get our vitamin intake. I know that there's actually more information over here, but it's actually going off the side of the screen. And we are in fact very hungry. And this consumed calorie counter and how much we've spent is very useful because actually I want to go outside real quick and test something. I want to test if this calorie tracker is smart enough with the interaction of mods here that if we go outside and we cast Night Eyes and then we cast Push on the ground a few times, it still only says that we spent 30 calories. So it's not going to be aware of the calories, the kilocalories that we're just removing from our system with psionics, which is a thing that does happen. Just trust me on that. But it will allow us to know that, hey, we need to, you know, if we look at yesterday and say, oh, well, you know, we consumed 6,000 calories yesterday and we're just barely keeping up, we can keep an idea of how much calorie expenditure psionics are giving us. But it's still a useful thing. It's not as useful as I thought it was going to be, but it's still a very useful thing. Do we have anything to bring back to our home base? Not really. I think the main thing I'd like to do is I'd like to hit these places again and get the rest of the loot from them. And in the nearby future, we would like to also go back to our cart here. And we'd like to take all of our stuff from our apartment, because our apartment was pretty much just like loaded out here. We'd like to take all of this stuff from our apartment and move it to the island. But in order to do that, we'd also like to loot this aircraft carrier as well. But in order to do those things, we're going to need a better boat. So I think our top priorities right now is we're going to be doing jobs for the Edzodi, jobs for the Hub 01, and we're going to be trying to figure out... Ooh, there's another freshwater research station. We'll probably check that out here too soon. And we're going to be trying to figure out how to get controls and such running so that we can get a better boat so we can transfer stuff more easily. Because eventually, even whenever we're done transferring stuff from our old home to our new home, we're going to want to transfer stuff from the mainland to our home, including upwards of like V8 engines and stuff like that, right? So because of that, we're going to want a consistent water transportation system. On top of the fact that like we could just use this water transportation system to like travel down the rivers and stuff like that, right? We can use it, you know, we could leave a boat along here and then travel down the river in order to loot an entire town. But in case you didn't know, some people might have figured this out early on because they were familiar with Cataclysm, but the hub and the Edzodi were the people I was very interested in interacting with during this run. There are people that even on the first episode, I mentioned the Edzodi in my storytelling because I wanted so much to have their storytelling and their lore part of the lore of this series. And now that we have access to them, I am more excited for this series than you could possibly imagine. On a side note, I just noticed there's a limo shelter here. We'll have to check that out in the future as well. Our to-do list is growing ever and ever larger, and that is a beautiful thing. I am still so excited for this series, and I think that this is just the beginning of what we're going to see Aiden do, not the end. I hope you all stay with me for the journey, and if you have been enjoying the series, please leave it a like, subscribe for more Cataclysm in the future, and leave any comments if you have suggestions. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Goodbye.